I went Titans and the points. Easy money, yo. Easy money. Felt good. All right, so why don't we start right there? There is a very good football team, I want to say. A really good football team, and it's getting almost no love. It's getting almost no run. No hype, no respect, no attention. Here's a hint. They kicked Green Bay's ass in Lambeau last night. Put some respect on the Tennessee Titans, y'all, like I did before the game. Now that the game has been played, it's not too late. In fact, it's mandatory. Do it. Put some respect on the Titans, y'all. They're now 7-3. Third straight year they've been 7-3 or better to start. They're in first in the AFC South by a mile. That division essentially is already wrapped up. They're the reigning AFC number 1 seed. What exactly is it going to take for people to put some respect on these dudes? They've got a tremendous head coach. They've got a Hall of Fame freight train in their backfield. I mean, that Hall of Fame freight train has been a nonstop Godzilla smashing up an entire city rampage on one for pretty much 4 straight years. And last night with that game on the line, this is the best part of all. Last night with that game on the line, they had that dude, stop and throw a pass. 5:21 left in the third. Green Bay hanging on for dear life, not just in the game, but for their entire season. 2nd and goal. Everybody knows who's going to get the rock. Everybody knows what's coming. Everybody knew, but everybody was dead wrong. Genius. Jump pass, yo. Jump pass. Derrick Henry, the king, with a jump pass. Everybody take a knee for Tebow.
Timothy Tebow.
Tennessee's got a dude who could run right through a cement wall. And they've got this guy stopping on a dime and tossing pop passes in prime time. And not only that, he did it and then called himself a young pinky. Yo, big dude, don't even sell yourself short like that. Young pinky would not last 3 seconds in your world, king. Young pinky would not last 3 seconds being Derrick Henry. Young pinky would snap clear in half after 3 carries. They would have to refuse Pinky's spine after every single drive if Pinky ever tried to do anything that Derrick Henry does on the weekly. Sometimes coaching football really is that simple, though. You've got every dude in the stadium, everybody on the field, and everybody in the stadium knowing that that dude is going to get the ball, knowing that that dude is going to put his shoulder down, his head down, and run straight through. Instead, he pulls up, and he pops a jump pass to my man Austin Hooper. Mike Vrabel and his staff have been making it look easy all year long, and last night was their best night yet. Their best night, unfortunately, Titans OC Todd Downing's worst night. It looked like he was having a good night. He made the easy part into the hard part. He called probably the best game of his time in Tennessee last night, and then he botched the part about getting home sober afterwards because Downing was booked at 4:39 local time this morning and back in Nashville for speeding and driving under the influence, which is brutal. Just brutal and brutally stupid. The jump pass was a nice play call, my dude. I'd probably love a pop or two as well if I dialed that up and beat Green Bay and Lambeau. However, I would mix in a ride service or a designated driver or something responsible. Way to kill the buzz, my guy. Here I am trying to put some respect on the Titans, and there you are getting absolutely lit on the team flight and then trying to drive home like a clown. Act like you've been there before, Todd Downing. Act like you've called a decent game in your life before. Act like you've called one good play before. Most importantly, stop putting yourself and way more importantly, the rest of us at great risk. Be responsible. Man, there is no excuse. Absolutely no excuse for that at all. At least the Packers did not have a coach booked for a DUI last night. If there is a silver lining for Green Bay, that would be it, because on the field, they went straight back to being dog crap. Although I will say this, Christian Watson may not be a bust after all. 6 days ago, this dude had 0 career TDs, and every Packer fan was calling him a catastrophic failure. 6 days later, dude has 5 career touchdowns, and he is mossing dudes in the end zone. This guy's playing with swagger, he's playing with confidence, and it seemingly has come out of nowhere. That's the good news. That's the actual silver lining for Green Bay. Watson? Everything else, though, Watson? Terrible news. And you can tell that by listening to how Aaron Rodgers sounded in his post-game presser. The very first question after a game, hey, Aaron, why did you miss all those wide open throws? I mean, nobody can deny it. He did. He's missing throws. He's missing throws that he's always hit. Aaron is missing throws that he has hit every single week his entire life. Aaron is missing so many throws, he's not even sure which missing throws that the reporters are asking about.
I definitely missed a couple throws.
And given the way their defense played, given the way their special teams always plays, my man can't ever miss a throw if they're going to have any shot whatsoever. See, the reality is Aaron does not look like the same dude who ran off back-to-back MVPs. And that's not some hot take, right? That's pretty obvious. The numbers show it. Their record shows it. All you need is a pair of eyes to see it. And that Packer come-from-behind win over Dallas meant nothing. It did not jumpstart their season. That's not who they are. The team we saw last night, this is who they are. That's who they've been the entire year. That game, the come-from-behind win over Dallas, told us a hell of a lot more about Dallas than it did Green Bay. The Packers are going to have to win, 5 of their last 6, maybe even run the table to have any shot at getting into the postseason. And if you watched even 5 minutes of this team this year, you know there is no shot in hell of that happening. They had to have that game last night. And they were never even in that game last night. So no, they're not going to run the table. They're not going to win 5 of 6. That was supposed to be a jump start, the win over Dallas, and they came out flat, and they got beaten down, and they were never even in that game last night. But give Aaron this. At least he still has his sense of humor. That's why this dude is getting grilled at the podium, and he's still rolling with it. Give him that. He's still pretty funny. So, Aaron, where do you go from here? Home.
Home.
DOARIP. Packers 2022. The Packers season has about as much shelf life left as Twitter. At least that's what Twitter was saying about Twitter last night. And it honestly would have been a devastating night for Packer fan to lose Twitter. What would Packer fan have done last night without Twitter? What would Packer fan do if they couldn't whine and complain and cry about Aaron and the perfectly coiffed Matt LaFleur and the front office and their wide receivers and the secondary and their special teams? I mean, what is Packer fan going to do without Twitter? That's all the fun they have these days. But then again, forget about Packer fan. What about the aforementioned JTP? What the hell? Because after all, that's all the fun the JTP has these days. In fact, that's all the fun the JTP has ever had. The JTP. They're literally called the Jungle Twitter Posse. They have Twitter in their handle. They have Twitter in their name. The Jungle Twitter Posse, a.k.a. my keyboard bags. Do you guys have a contingency plan?